when you've selected a location that you like, how do you make sure that you get the right deal and set the space up so that it functions well?
Yeah, so on getting the right deal, the first thing is to really know the landlord that you're working with. Are you working with a landlord that's more of an owner-operator, or are you working with a landlord that's a big REIT? And on they're going to structure a deal differently. On the owner-operator, they may be less likely to give you as much tenant improvements or free rent, but you may get a lower square foot amount in the end. On a REIT, they probably have some target numbers that they're trying to hit in terms of high per square foot numbers, but you may do better on tenant improvement dollars and free rent. So really know the type of landlord you're working with.
So now you've selected the building and you have selected your landlord and you've got everything set up before opening. What do you do to make sure that the space functions well for members?
So to make it function well, what you're doing in a co-working space a lot is you're deconstructing how people work within a space, and you're doing activities-based planning. So making sure that you have those settings that people need is very important. At Workbar, we've deconstructed it down into 4 sections. Devin, where you were talking in our first little segment, was in what we call the cafe, and that's set up really a lot like a cafe. We have 3 other main sections at Workbar, and you can see them maybe from this board that we have here: the Commons, the Switchboard, and the Study. And the Commons is an area that's really geared for more collaborative type work, you and a few other people. The Switchboard is geared for phone-heavy work or talking to the outside world. And the Study is geared up for more heads-down work. In each of these sections, we have a mix of unassigned space and some dedicated desks and some office type places. And the idea is you can work in any part of this that fits your needs, and you could also have some dedicated space if that's what you need as a group or an individual.
Devin, so one question that people often ask is, what's the right size for a co-working space?
That's a great question. There really is no perfect size, and so you have to really think about what you're trying to accomplish with the space. What we've found is that you can have a smaller space, 4,000 to 5,000 square feet, and you can make that work. There are some economies of scale where you can spread out some of the costs across bigger spaces if you get a little bit bigger. What we found for our spaces, and it's because we consider community to be very important, is that 10 to 15,000 square feet works well, because that means that about 150 people can use the space on a regular basis, and that's about the limit as far as a community that really knows itself can be. If you get bigger than that, people don't know each other as well, and so we try to stay within that 150 number. 10 to 15,000 square feet is great for that number.
Devin.
Yes.
Tell me about the people part of co-working.
Okay. The most important thing is to have a lot of different types of people in the space. The more variety and diversity in industry and background and expertise, the more likely it is that members are going to be able to find other members that can help them with their projects. So Workbar has 2 hub spaces and a network of partner spaces. What's next for Workbar?
We're spending a lot of energy on our network approach. You just brought up, Devin, that the size of this work for us is 10 to 15,000 square feet, because about 150 people is what's right for a community here. So with this network concept, we'd like to find the groups that want to create their own spaces and connect their own community on that level, and link them back into a number of hub locations, so people can have a local community that they work with and a great workspace, but also have lots of different places that they can go. And for us, we've honed a whole set of systems to do this, and really people and process, and we're now providing that out to those network partners.